Mark's heart raced as he sank into the bubbling hot tub, the warm water a welcome escape from the stresses of college life in Indiana. The quiet patch of woods nearby had always felt peaceful, a serene backdrop to their weekend unwind. With his friends Kyle, Keenan, and Derek laughing and sharing stories under the starry sky, the night promised relaxation. But then, a faint crunch of leaves shattered the calm, footsteps echoing from the dark trees. Their heads snapped toward the sound, eyes straining against the shadows, pulses quickening with a mix of curiosity and unease. "Did you hear that?" Mark whispered, his voice laced with tension. They scanned the area, but nothing stirred, leaving them to shrug it off as maybe an animal or the wind playing tricks. Yet a lingering chill settled over them, the kind that makes your skin prickle even in the heat. 10 minutes dragged on like an eternity, their jokes fading into nervous glances. Then out stepped a man from the trees, his sudden appearance sending a jolt of fear through the group. Mark's stomach twisted in discomfort, the intrusion feeling like a violation of their private sanctuary. What followed was worse. Seth's rambling words spiraled into a confession of a crime so horrifying it made their blood run cold, details that haunted their minds with vivid, nightmarish clarity. Panic surged as they ordered him to leave, their voices sharp with terror, hearts pounding like drums in their chests. Relief washed over them momentarily as he vanished back into the woods, but the dread lingered, thick and oppressive. Later that night, as they tried to shake off the encounter, Seth returned. There he was, standing outside, his silhouette framed in the window, eyes locked on them with an intensity that froze their souls. Mark's breath caught in his throat, a wave of pure horror crashing over him as they scrambled for the phone, dialing the police with trembling fingers. The authorities arrived, taking Seth into custody, but the nightmare didn't end. Just days later, an attempted break-in at a nearby house sent shivers down Mark's spine, a gnawing realization dawning. Seth might not have been alone. Paranoia gripped him. Every rustle in the woods now a potential threat, the once quiet haven transformed into a landscape of lurking danger. Deep in the wilderness, a group of campers jolted awake to a sight that turned their blood to ice. Right outside their tent loomed a tiger, its golden eyes piercing the darkness like daggers, its massive form an embodiment of raw, primal fear. They froze, hearts hammering in their chests, breaths shallow and silent, terror paralyzing every muscle. The beast's presence was overwhelming, a living nightmare that made them question if this was their final moment. But fate intervened. The tiger, perhaps equally startled by the unexpected humans, turned with a graceful yet terrifying swiftness and melted back into the forest's embrace. Relief flooded them, mingled with lingering shock, their bodies trembling long after the danger had passed, forever etched with the vulnerability of that encounter. Connie and Chelsea's excitement bubbled over as they vlogged their way into the infamous daring woods, the thrill of adventure igniting their spirits. The forest's unsettling history whispered promises of mystery, drawing them deeper with each step. After a grueling hike, they set up camp, their laughter echoing amid the trees. But as dusk fell, that joy eroded into a creeping dread. Strange noises pierced the night, rustles, whispers that seemed too deliberate to be natural. "Shall we fucking go?" Connie's voice trembled with rising panic, her eyes wide in the dim light. Chelsea tried to steady her, but her own fear betrayed her. "We've got to stick it out. It'll be longer if we leave now." Their gear felt like an anchor, trapping them in place as unease gnawed at their resolve. The lights flickering off twice sent spikes of terror through them, especially when one refused to turn back on easily. "It doesn't just turn off. You have to hold it down for seconds," Chelsea explained, her voice quivering, the implication hanging heavy. Something or someone was tampering with it. They huddled in the tent, hearts racing, debating in hushed tones whether to flee. "That wasn't a ghost. That was a person," one whispered, the words amplifying their horror, every snap of a twig outside amplifying the isolation and vulnerability. Sleepless hours dragged on, filled with anxiety that clawed at their minds, leaving them exhausted and emotionally drained by dawn. Packing up with shaky hands, they vowed never to return, the daring woods now a symbol of raw, unrelenting fear. Out camping one crisp night, a man's routine was shattered by a discovery that sent chills racing down his spine. Stepping from his tent for a quick errand, he spotted a massive alien-like insect clinging to a tree, its bulky body and thick legs evoking a deep, instinctive revulsion. "So me and my wife are out here camping," he recounted later, his voice laced with unease. "I walk up beside this tree and see this thing right here. Looks like it's hibernating or something. I don't know what in the world is going on." The creature's intimidating form loomed in his mind, stirring a mix of fascination and dread. Research revealed it as a Dobson fly, with males boasting tusk-like mandibles and females packing a bite that could pierce skin. Though harmless to humans, the thought of sleeping mere feet away filled him with restless anxiety, the night's peace forever tainted by that unsettling presence. A couple's drive through Oregon's remote forests turned from serene to surreal in an instant, their discovery evoking a profound sense of bewilderment and fear. "Look at this. There's just randomly, in the middle of the forest, in the middle of nowhere, this," the woman exclaimed, her voice trembling with disbelief. Panning the camera, she revealed a massive tree standing upright in the road, upside down, roots splayed skyward like twisted fingers. No broken branches, no storm damage, nothing to explain the impossibility. Her husband climbed it, testing its sturdiness, but it held firm, amplifying the mystery. "What the hell? How does this even happen?" she cried, her words dripping with heebie-jeebies, a visceral unease gripping her soul. Oregon's Bigfoot lore flooded their thoughts, the idea of a colossal creature responsible sending waves of terror through them, echoed by online viewers who shared their chilling suspicions. In New York's Catskill Mountains, two hikers' adventure twisted into a nightmare upon entering a shadowy cave. There, a crude statue pierced with rusty nails in its eyes, and a cord strangling its neck exuded a malevolent aura that made their hearts pound with foreboding. Against the gnawing instinct to leave it, they took it home, a decision laced with regret as paranormal chaos ensued. Noises echoed like accusations, foul smells assaulted their senses, shadows slithered with sinister intent, and the statue moved on its own, muddy footprints manifesting from nowhere. One night, a twisted figure crouched in the darkness, evoking pure horror. Dubbed the Crone, it wrought havoc even in a museum, inducing illnesses and disturbances that left staff reeling with fear. Now slated for return to the cave, its dark energy lingers as a cautionary tale of meddling with the unknown. Years ago, Beck, Matthew, and Tyler's curiosity led them to a sewer tunnel, their initial encounter with a patrol officer heightening the thrill of forbidden exploration. Returning under cover of night, flashlights piercing the gloom, they spotted a fresh date graffitied on the wall, stirring uneasy questions. "Bro, and these icicles can like impale you, dude," one warned, the danger adding to their adrenaline-fueled nerves. A loud crack from deeper within ignited panic, sending them fleeing in terror, only for Beck to realize his phone was lost. Retracing steps amplified the dread, strange moments freezing them in place. Later, doorbell rings with no one there fueled paranoia. Had something sinister followed them home, turning excitement into lingering fear? A lone hiker's forest stroll turned chilling when he stumbled upon bones arranged in ritualistic patterns, the sight evoking a deep-seated horror of ancient rites. Disturbed to his core, he fled, later sharing online in hopes of answers. Speculations of spirit totems or wards against evil only deepened the mystery, his resolve never to return born from a profound unease that the woods held secrets too dark to uncover. Walking home through woods one night, A person's heart stopped at movement ahead. A white creature with black eyes, its crouched form blending human and beast in a grotesque hybrid. Shock rooted them as it stared. The encounter's eeriness debated online, from costumes to something otherworldly, leaving an emotional scar of unresolved terror. Exploring the daring woods, a team set camp amid growing unease, screams echoing like cries from the abyss. "I don't think we're going to be alone," one said, fear tightening their throats. Dismissing as kids at first, the sounds morphed into pleas for help, searches yielding nothing but heightened dread. Packing up hastily, they escaped, the woods' haunting grip leaving them emotionally shattered. Hiking a remote wooded cemetery at night, Redditors felt watched, a dark figure in bushes sparking terror that propelled them running, questions of disturbance lingering like ghosts in their minds. On the Appalachian Trail, a woman's idyllic hike shattered at a shelter where a man in orange beckoned, claiming poisoning in a tone that screamed danger. Instincts blared alarm, her flight through mud and roots fueled by raw fear, his shouts echoing behind. Safe later, doubt mixed with relief. Had she abandoned someone in need or saved herself from horror? In West Virginia, a principal's routine dumpster unlock turned to shock as a bear erupted, the close call leaving him breathless with fright, footage revealing the beast's cunning entry. Chase Pryor and friends' jog in Ohio became a nightmare as a clown stared, then charged with a knife. Their escape a blur of panic, rumors of clowns amplifying the heart-pounding terror. Michael's pluckily exploration in daring woods brimmed with anticipation, turning to dread at movements and shadows. Calling out, EMF spikes, howls, editing revealed a figure, chilling him to the bone with unseen presences. In Russia, explorers found a bizarre creature near a nuclear plant, its alien form sparking fears of radiation mutations, the unsolved mystery evoking global unease. A New Mexico camera captured a child at a grave post-midnight. The mother's conviction it was her deceased daughter stirring profound sorrow and supernatural dread. J.J. Retro's abandoned house delve grew creepy with a rope tree, noises upstairs leading to a self-rocking chair, fear joking aside as potential haunts gripped them. A solo camper's plantation night, unaware of murder history, turned eerie with bike movements and a translucent figure on footage, locals' tales confirming a spirit's restless search, leaving him emotionally rattled. Driving a forest road, a man's honk at a moose provoked an attack, reversing in terror, the wait silent with held breath until it departed. That's all for tonight's video. Which encounter gave you chills? Let us know in the comments below. Got your own experience? We want to hear it. And whatever you do, don't miss what's coming next.